All right, welcome everybody. Good to see everybody. We have a huge group going this year. It's amazing. There are 43 of us total, 43 of us all together that are going to be traveling. We have some solid chaperones, which your students are going to meet here fairly shortly. We're going to do a whole question and answer, and you're going to talk through some questions that we have for you. The meeting shouldn't take too long, but as I was putting this PowerPoint together, there are lots of little things that I want to make sure that you guys know and understand. So next slide, Mr. Travis. We are going to be talking about flights, entry requirements, safety, tools on tour, different apps. We've got a couple of different apps, and I don't know if you guys can see the bottom, but online traveler account and your to-dos. Next slide. Very important, at the bottom, if you can't see it, which I didn't know I was going to have this big table up front here, we are waiting at 4 a.m., Terminal 2 at the Air Canada desk on Monday, June 23rd. So finals end on Thursday. If you're a senior, we have graduation on Saturday. Sunday, you have a day of rest because Monday, we're literally at 4 o'clock in the morning getting on an airplane. We are flying to Vancouver, Washington, and then a direct flight from there over to Tokyo. My big suggestion is the first flight to Vancouver, don't sleep at all. Let me say it again, don't sleep at all. Do not sleep at all on that first flight to Vancouver. We'll have a few hour flight to Vancouver. We'll be in Vancouver for a few hours, and then we're going to fly to Tokyo. And you're going to want to sleep a bit, not a lot. Truly, listen to me. I've traveled a lot in my life. Don't sleep very much on that flight over. Because we're going to land and it's going to be, I don't have the time up there. We arrive in Tokyo at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So you're going to be awake for 5-6 hours, and then we're going to try to go to sleep. I promise you. So sleep a little on the plane flying over, and notice we lose the day. What? We lose the day. So it's kind of cool. We're crossing the international date line. It's my first time doing that, which is kind of fun. But 4 a.m. Terminal 2 Air Canada desk. I'll be there probably at 3:30, 3:45. All right? Questions about that? This is one of the obvious most important parts of the trip. 4 a.m. It's early. It's early. Be there at 4 because we need to check in and we need to go. Usually it's 3 hours that we give on an international flight. I'm only given 2 hours and 15 minutes, but it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't think that many people are going to be at Air Canada that morning. So anyway, that's the first slide. Next slide, Mr. Evans. Coming home, what parents need to know is we are going to meet you about 4:20 Terminal 2 baggage claim. 4:20, this is the fun day. Check that out. We depart Japan July 1st at 6:05 p.m. We land in San Diego July 1st at 4:13. We land 2 hours earlier on the same day than what we took off. Welcome to crossing the international date line. It's a lot of fun. It's unfortunate that we're doing that on the July 1st. I wish we were doing it on July 23rd, but unfortunately, sweetheart, my wife is over here. July 23rd is our anniversary. June 23rd is our wedding anniversary. So it's going to be the shortest day of our life, our wedding anniversary, but coming home, we're going to have the longest day of our life. So there you go. Next slide, Michelle. Baggages. You see I've got tons of different bags up here. I'm going to talk a couple of times about bags. You are allowed to have any size bag you want. I've got this really big one up here. I think we're going to pack this one for my wife, if I'm being totally honest. So you're allowed to take that, not a problem. Mr. Casper packs this. I'll be packing in this one. I'm doing about a 4-week trip through Europe. A week after we get back, this is all I'm taking. And I do laundry and the whole 10 yards, and I just travel super light when I'm traveling. But I get it, we have some things that we're going to be taking. So this is fine, but I'm going to have another slide that we're going to get to. And I want to explain that we're going to get on a bullet train, and you can't take this on the bullet train. They're literally shipping it through. And we're going to not have it that night with us. What? we're not gonna have our bags with us that night with us, so you're gonna have to take like a personal bag for some personal things to get through that night. Do you guys get all that? We're traveling on a bullet train twice, and we'll have to have like a little personal bag that we have change of some different clothes. Make sure you take your toothpaste, that's muy importante, some deodorant, no stinky people on this trip, right? All right, that's like a huge, big time. You can take whatever size bag you want, just understand that you need to have a little go bag for 2 of our bullet train trips.
So like, if we're not packing that, can we take like that small carry-on on the plane?
Yeah, this is carry-on size. That small one over there is carry-on size. You can, on the bullet train, I've never been, so I can't promise you. I was told go bag. So I'm gonna pack this, and I'll pack a go bag, probably more of the EF size bags, and just try to get a day's worth of stuff in that little bag. I can't make any promises. Seat assignments, when we are checking in to fly over, we'll get our seat assignments on that flight. Flight itinerary, you have the packet, one of the packets that I gave there is like the super itinerary of the whole trip. And what's cool about the itinerary I gave you is we're even gonna do some additional things than what's on that itinerary. It's kind of one of the fun things on all the trips that I've done is I have this itinerary, it's super like, there's tons of stuff we're doing every day. And we even do like 5 or 6 more things than what's in that itinerary. That's just the big stuff that we're gonna be doing. In-flight meal requests, if you have some in-flight meal requests, I do have your numbers for your flights. It's not seat assignments, but your assigned numbers for your flights. So if you need those and you wanna make a meal request, you have 72 hours before a flight, you can actually like log on to Air Canada and request specific meals and different things like that. Cool? Next slide. Reminder packing, pack light. We talked about it. Carry-on suitcase is best. Start thinking about a packing list. I gave it to you already. I take super good walking shoes. I'll have my Hokas. I'll have another pair of like light walking shoes. Pretty much that's it. But I definitely take 2 pairs of shoes. They get stinky, they get sweaty, they get nasty. We're doing like 15,000 steps a day. So I change out every day between 2 pairs of shoes. And I wear them one day and I change them out the next. Along those lines, I have multiple bags that I will bring with me. If I have stinky socks or things, they go in the bag. Try to lock it down as much as possible. We also pack these quite a bit, dryer sheets. Throw a dryer sheet or 2 in with those stinky socks and in with your clothes to try to keep we don't want to be stinky. No stinky. All right, next slide. Reminder, money. Tipping money, so we did collect all your tipping money. That's all you need to worry about. On tour, Japan doesn't really tip. So the tipping money is for the bus, for the tour director that we will have when we get there. And we have a couple of expert guides. That's what that tipping money is for. You don't need to tip restaurants and that sort of thing when we're there. Spending money, they say 30 to 60 a day. I definitely spend 10 to 20 a day on food, and then just whatever else you think you want to buy. They do talk about converting some money over. As I read up on Japan, they talk about being a very cash society. I tend to not exchange much money and just live off that credit card, and because I don't really want to do a bunch of exchanging and exchange rates, and now we're coming home and I have $200 in yen, and what am I going to do with this money? Now I got to exchange it back, and every time you exchange, you lose more money. I am not planning on exchanging actually much of any money. Honestly, that's Mr. Casper. I live by that credit card. If I need to find a restaurant, I'm going to find some place to eat. I'll find some place to buy some things. If you feel real crunched, they have these 7-Elevens that I hear are really cool, and all kinds of different like fun foods and fun things to eat at the 7-Elevens, but they can also do like a little ATM and you can get money out and exchange money there. Cool. Entry requirements. I'm gonna step up here real quick. Every traveler, make sure you keep your passport, all that sort of thing. I'm gonna point to this. I've already scheduled an email to go out to everybody. I found this out yesterday. that we all have to log on to this website before we're allowed entry into Japan. And a lot of people find out about it when you land in Japan, and they're like, oh, by the way, you need to fill out this form, and everyone's trying to do it online, and there's only so much Wi-Fi, blah, blah, blah. I got that information early. I'm gonna email it already out to you tomorrow. Log in, you will need your passport. I tried to do it today, I didn't have my passport with me. So you have some questions to answer on it, and it's all more like health and that sort of thing, and logging in your passport, they wanna know who's visiting their country. So it's this website, like I said, I'll send it to you, all that sort of stuff. There is a thing there, the next one down, think about a safe place to carry your passport. I have a couple of things that I do. I've got a cool pair of pants, at least this old man thinks they're cool. It's got a little zipper here, and I can throw my passport in the zipper pocket of my thing. But some of you guys might not think they're as cool. I've got this little bag that I'll wear at times, especially, I travel a lot in Europe. So I'll carry this bag, and I do have my passport here, and it's just right there front and center. I also have one that goes under your shirt. It's a lot more hidden. It's a lot more safe. But any one of those, the big thing is we don't want to lose passports. I'll say it again. We don't want to lose a passport. We don't want to lose a passport. We get to go to the American Embassy, and we get to stand in lines and pay more. We don't want to lose a passport. For the most part, we should. What was that? It's not that much fun. I'll tell you stories if you want later, not right now. I do have a colored copy of your passport. That is in case you lose a passport on tour. We should only need to show our passport twice on this whole trip. We shouldn't need to show it any more than that. So when we land in Japan, you'll show your passport. When we're flying home and we get back to America, you'll have to show your passport again. So in the meantime, find a really good place, parents talk to your students, find a really good place in their luggage to leave their passport. Now remember we talked about bullet train and shipping this through? Don't ship your passport through. Carry it with you, keep it with you. Right, Rita?
Rita.
Right, Rita?
It's not my fault.
No, it wasn't your fault. We went to London, Paris, Rome, and she had a perfect carry-on bag, and they made her check it anyway, and then didn't get it back to her for 2 days. Boo! But we took care of it. We got you some clothes. We got by for a couple of days. Cool. Next slide. Visiting Japan. Japan is 16 hours ahead of us. So it is, 6 something right now, so it's 10 something right now in Japan. Okay? So I will talk about this thing called Band. I've emailed that out to you. If you want to get notifications on what we're doing, Band is the super cool, it's kind of Facebook-y, but I would turn off notifications and just go into Band to see what we're up to every day, because I'll be posting like 3 or 4 times a day, and it might be 2 o'clock in the morning, you'll get a bing, and you don't want to wake up to me binging you at 2 o'clock in the morning. So we are 16 hours ahead. I already said Japan is a cash-driven culture, so if you feel like you need some yen, go for it. I'm pretty much not planning on it. Medications, understand that anything, obviously CBD or marijuana or whatever, don't. Suitcases, I already talked about it, are not allowed on bullet trains due to limited space. They're literally shipping our bags, I don't know, on another train or a truck, but we're not getting our luggage until the next day. So take a smaller bag. Yes, question?
So we have some prescribed medication. If you do, we can help you. It's been a pain to try to get prescribed medication. So like into Japan.
Sure.
It's like legal prescribed medication.
Sure.
So they're very strict. It's very hard to find information. So if anyone has questions, you can come to us to.
Mrs. Putnam. So have a conversation with Mrs. Putnam. She is a teacher here. She would love to help you through any medication.
Can you respond to that for the people on the videotape? What'd she say?
Mrs. Putnam said that, this is people for the video. I'm gonna go.
You don't have to
say hi. I don't know how close. I might be super zoomed in right now. People on the video, if you have medication that you are needing to take with you or wanting to take with you, Mrs. Putnam has kind of gone through this big process of dealing with it. She knows, she's the expert. She's the expert now. She knows more than I do. So there you go. People for the video. Next slide, please. Hotel rooms. We are big people in America. Japan are smaller people. Our hotel rooms, I am told, are very small. So we might be a little tight for going on different things. So just understand that they're a little bit smaller hotel rooms. If there are 4 people, there should be 4 beds. If there are 2 people, there should be 2 beds and all that sort of thing. Mask wearing is common. Don't be weirded out by it. If you are feeling sick, people wear their masks. Water bottles. I brought in some water bottles. I bought this water bottle at just a basic grocery store, but it's a hard water bottle and it packs easy. I will take those at times. I bought this online on Amazon, $10, and it's a breakdown. I gotta unseal it so I can open it. Cool, it breaks down. It's interesting. It's like $10 for 2, but I'm not telling you to go buy stuff. It's just, you will want to have a water bottle with you. We can't always find water. We can't always find places to stop and get something to drink, and it will be hot. It's gonna be hot and muggy when we're there. So keep hydrated, keep hydrated, keep hydrated. On the same idea, 2 or a couple down, there aren't very many bathrooms. So we're going to be drinking a lot of water, and whenever we will find a bathroom, we will try to find a bathroom. There's not a lot of trash cans, so just kind of keep your trash with you until we get to a place to dump it. But I wish I would have brought my jacket. I should have. I've got a real lightweight jacket, kind of windbreaker, but it is waterproof. Bring something like that with you. It's just easy in and out of the backpack. It's packed super small, but it will be waterproof. Definitely plan on doing that. You could bring an umbrella. I tend to not bring umbrellas, but if you do, pack small umbrellas. Cool, next slide. Cultural respect, culture of mutual respect. This was a very interesting one for me. Getting on and off the trains, getting on and off the bullet train, they line up. There's none of this like standing all over the place. Line up and show that respect. You know, we tend to, I love you guys, but you don't line up very well. So make sure, you know, when we show that culture, the respect by lining up. Another interesting thing was they are quiet on the trains and on the subways and things. They don't really talk. It's like awkward, and we're gonna get on, blah, you know, I'm a big, loud, noisy guy. I'm gonna have to tone it down a little bit. It says, do slurp noodles. Slurping noodles is a cultural thing that they're like, no, you should slurp your noodles. It's a good thing to slurp your noodles because it shows like, the food is so good. I brought some chopsticks, and a very good friend of mine told me not to. So what do we do in America? We pop our chopsticks open. The first thing we do, we're like, I'm gonna take all the spurs off my chopsticks. That's so culturally rude in Japan. So don't rub your chopsticks together. They're perfectly fine. You're not gonna get a permanent splinter. Don't rub your chopsticks together. Don't walk and eat. It's like culturally weird to walk around with a burger or even whatever. Don't blow your nose in public. They're very healthy and health conscious. And if you're blowing your nose, you're sick. And what are you doing? Get out of here. They don't really tip. Also, be prepared. I don't know how many homes we're going in. They also talked about very expensive restaurants. Obviously, the whole shoe thing. Be understanding that you might be asked to take your shoes off and walk in your socks for a little bit. All right, next slide. Learn some Japanese. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. If you look at these little plastic tab things that I gave you, I'll talk about this for a moment. People on the video, come find me and I'll give you one of these. On the top of it, I can't read because it's like font 8 and I need my glasses, but I typed it all up. EF emergency number. We have our tour director's number on here, my phone number, Mr. Straub's phone number, Mr. Abbas's phone number. All of these phone numbers should be on that itinerary form, and parents, feel free. If something's going on that you need us to know about or contact us, feel free to contact us. So there's our phone numbers. You'll also notice I did put some languages. So I put arigato. I'm trying. Sumimasen. I find that when I'm going to a country, I want to learn excuse me. That's like one of the biggest things. I'm a big guy. I'll bump people, whatever, and I'm trying to like be aware. So that's one of the big words that I like to learn is excuse me. And if you can't see it on the bottom, it's toilet. You need to know toilet. I was in Norway and I asked to go to the bathroom and the guy pointed me to the pool. And like, I don't think you want me to do that in your pool. And so I was trying to, like, obviously toilet, but you know, it's late, I'm tired, I'm trying to figure it out. So, tu ire. So there you go, there's some language. I put on this card. This card, I want your students to have, slide it into your passport. It has your flight information on the front. It has all the hotel information on the back. Your students will not be separated from you ever, but if they did, they know where we're at all times. And they have this card with them, and it has flight information and our phone numbers and everything. Cool? All right, next slide. On tour safety. The tour rules, follow the tour's director's instructions. Please make sure you're to be timely. I'm going to pause on that one. It is actually very important. I've been on lots of tours, and I'm going to be honest, parents tend to be more of the worst people on this whole timely thing. They were, I'm on this trip, and I want to see this, and I want to see that. Timely is a huge part, especially departing in the morning. Every time we're 10 minutes later, it throws us 10 minutes later for the whole day, and sometimes at the end of the day, we can't see things because we've been late. So I am very time sensitive. I want us downstairs every day. I will, before we excuse you to your rooms, I will pull us all together and be like, all right, guys, this time I want to see you at breakfast. Come check in with me. Show your face to either me or your chaperones. And because I want to make sure you're eating breakfast. Everybody needs to eat breakfast every day. It's the most important meal of the day. We're walking 15,000 steps. So I expect you to be down on time, eating breakfast, and then we're on the bus pretty quickly and early in the morning, and we go until like 9, 10 o'clock at night. So you have 2 meals paid for by EF that you don't have to pay for. Eat a ton. Because your lunch, maybe you're not so hungry. Save some money. Don't do that. Buy lunch too, because we're traveling a lot. Okay? Keep all your possessions, not yet. My rule, I have one big rule. I or your chaperones need to know where you are at all times. At all times. Oh, this happened, I need to, whatever. No, we need to know where you are at all times. Check in with us, check in with your chaperones or me. If you need to stop and go to the bathroom, if you need to whatever, I just need to know where you are at all times. Cool. Thank you, Alice. Meet with your chaperones. So I'm going to pause a moment. I'm going to put the mic down. I want the chaperones to go to your tables. Your names are on your tables. And there's some questions up here, parents. And we have some extra guests that are going to be going that aren't really with chaperones. Have these conversations. Take a moment, meet the chaperones. Here we go. Introduce my wife.
I'm not gonna remember tonight, but I will remember last time we're here. Alright, so we start here. We'll do your name, grade, and one thing about you that you want. Everybody wants to share your personal stuff, right? Alright, well, my name is Krista. We'll go in a grade, so I've already graduated, thank goodness. And one thing about me is I Alright, what interests you most about living here? Or what are you most excited to do? Do you do that here too? Very nice. Yeah, very nice. I am super excited said that I heard so much about Japan. I want to see the bamboo forest. How do you guys feel about it? But I also just think that their plants, their flowers, all that stuff is supposed to be. Food, I'm not sure. I'm not like fish too much, so I might be Are you excited to see this landmark? It's like Japanese fairs. I think it's art. Okay.
And I know they try, like, with breakfast and stuff to try to do
What was it? Okay. Is that on the list, or is it close by where we're going to be? Okay, cool. Very nice. I already said mine. I didn't realize I had the questions ahead, so I want to see the flower bed. And how do you feel about trying new foods, especially Japanese dishes like sushi, ramen, or...
That's what I'm most excited for. Have you seen the videos of that? They're right outside
Are you an adventurous eater? Alright. Very nice. You like seafood? Good. But ramen is always a good option, right? Any questions? Anybody need to know anything?
over there, I think 3 days.
I don't go on all the trips. I work a lot, so I didn't do much last year to make my time for this year. So I'm super excited. I did go a couple of years ago. We did 3 very exciting trip. I've never been internationally, so I'd only done Mexico, so that was it. So it was definitely a new experience for me. Yeah. It's been on my list. My parents, we had an exchange student that lived with us for like 2 years. I was out of the house by the time he came, but I still lived with my parents for like 2 years. Was immersed in high school, learning English and all of those things. And so the reverse side of that now. My parents are still in connection with him, but I'm not going to be very close to her yet. I know, I was like, I might actually get to see him. I haven't seen him in like 20 years.
Let's just hope it's.
What's your favorite sushi?
Yeah. So bring your stuff on board, like your download stuff ahead of time. External batteries. I think you can plug in.
Only sushi that I really eat is crispy rice with spicy tuna. I can do that. That doesn't taste good. You can buy international I don't want to know the most adventurous food. They were good? Alright. Just good. Interesting. Anybody else need anything interesting? Or you can text on my yeah, it doesn't count. Me either.
When I go to Mexico.
Oh, no. I don't know. I hope not. Can you eat scorpions?
Ooh.
I'm afraid of them. I'm not
So this is, you introduce yourself? This is my wife. She will be your chaperone. Oh, cool. My bad.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't sure.
I didn't know. And then her sister's going to be going with her. Super excited.
Is your sister older or younger?
just graduated today.
Ah, very nice. That's exciting. Yeah, I was gonna say when I was
All right, I am gonna bring us back whether you went through all the questions or not. The goal was for you to meet your chaperones and be able to have a quick couple conversations. There were 2 questions that were brought up to me that I want to touch on for 2 seconds. I don't think we're going to talk about it during this slideshow, but they're 2 very important things. One question was, are you guys together at all times? Are the students with their chaperones at all times? Obviously, other than when we get to the hotel and they go to the room. They're not with their chaperones in the room at all. For the most part, we are together at all times. When we wake up, we get on the bus, we go tour this museum, we go tour this park, we go tour this whatever. At lunch every day, we will have approximately 2 hours, and we'll be, I equate it to like a town square or like an area that's fairly enclosed, but there's streets and there's all kinds of different restaurants. Think of it as like a food court, but maybe even like a city block food court. And we will at times break off and go, okay, we're breaking off, we're going to lunch. Not all 43 of us can crash in on this one restaurant. So break up into groups. Sometimes they'll go hang out with their chaperones and they'll go off. At other times, I'm like, it's cool. We're not in Tokyo. Tokyo's crazy, tons of people. So I might be like, nah, stay with your chaperones, especially the first day. But there might be a day or 2 where I'm like, okay, you are required to be in groups of 3. You can, I trust you to go down the street, get some food, and come back. But we have 2 hours to go do this, get some food, see this little thing, whatever, and then meet back at this point at this time. So there are rare occurrences, maybe once a day, that we will kind of not see your student for an hour or so. Questions on that? Okay. They're high school students. And if I feel unsafe, that's not happening. They're off with their chaperones. But for the most part, they take us to a place that's super safe, like I said, food courty, and it's kind of fun. I like those days. Students like those days. Sometimes students are missing home meals and they'll go find a McDonald's. In Paris, that upsets me, but I was just telling these parents that it does. It actually like frustrates me. Why are you going to a McDonald's? But my understanding is Japan has like sushi and stuff at McDonald's. So I might have to stop at a McDonald's and eat some sushi, just because it's not normal to me, to us. But on every day at lunch, I try to find the best, most authentic meal that I possibly can for that area. That's what I do at lunch. The second question was phone plans. I have Verizon as my phone plan. Verizon knows when I'm out of country and it just charges me $10 a day if I use it. So my suggestion to all students is when we get to the hotel, turn on your Wi-Fi, use it as much as you want until you go to sleep and make sure you get plenty of sleep. Turn it off because you need to get some sleep, but try not to use it throughout the day. And then at night, you can turn it back on. That's my plan. That's what I tend to do. My phone is always on. It's always accessible. So if a parent needs to contact me or if a student needs to contact me, I am always accessible. So I have no problem spending the $10 for a day if somebody needs to contact me. But that is my suggestion to the students. Questions? Generally, you don't even need to notify them. Yeah.
I have some random questions. So the EF backpack, is that considered like, you know, when you go on an airplane, you have a carry-on and a purse?
This is a personal item, yeah.
So you can have the personal item and a carry-on?
And a carry-on, correct.
Okay, and then also the water bottle that you showed, I thought with airlines, they don't allow liquids anymore.
So you can fly on with the empty. Even this one, you can take off with it empty. I think you've got to get through security empty, and then most airports have like a fill up in the airport. I know San Diego does. After you've gone through security, go fill up that water bottle.
Okay, so
Yeah.
just bring it in.
Yeah. Yes.
About the medicine, it's like over the counter, like Tylenol, something not allowed.
Not a problem.
Not a problem.
Not a problem. Not a problem. It's like heavy dosage type stuff that they start to question. Yeah. All right. Any questions? Next slide. EF tools to travel. You got your backpack. You've got your emergency band. You can wear it. It's pretty nonchalant. Doesn't really show too much. It's just a band. But on the inside of the band, it does have the EF emergency number. So you are more than welcome. Each one has that. You don't have this calling card, or it might be part of that emergency book. you definitely have the little laminated card that I personally made. That's my little thing that I do every year. Next slide, Mr. Abbas. There's the phone numbers. Like I said, there's my phone number. You have it all in like 5 different places. Next slide. EF Traveler app. So there's a couple apps that I want you guys to have. This one's a good one. You don't have to have it. I can email this information out to you. You have a tour number, you have an access code. It just helps the students kind of, if they really want to know what's going on, they don't want to look at their paper, they can look at an app. That's all it really does. It just has our itinerary on it. There you go. Next slide, your traveler account. So make sure you log into your traveler account. I think everybody's paid up. I looked at it not that long ago and it looked like everybody was good to go. There are some like little to-dos and things, but for the most part, I think we're good. View your flight and hotels. Again, the itinerary is in front of you. You got all that. If you haven't already, I think everybody did when they checked in. Health medical forms, color copy. Make sure your contact information is update online. I can, if we do have an emergency and I don't have the form with me, which I carry 24/7, so it'd be really weird if I didn't have it. I literally carry all these forms and all the passports in a backpack with me at all times, just in case something happens. But I can go online and see the information, so just make sure it's all up to date.
Do you happen to know their local 911? Because I know, like, it's 119 or?
Off the top of my head, I don't. Great question.
That just made me think about it.
Yeah, I like that. I will look it up before we go. Remind me. Or you're going to look it up right now. I love it. Abbas. Next slide. Pre-departure to-dos. Budget your money, passport. I think I've been really good on all this stuff. Travel and entry documents. The only thing I want to tell you on that is remind you to check the email tomorrow and answer all those questions for the entry into Japan. There's that website that you need to do. Next slide. Map, share, celebrate. EF wants you to, if you post something on Facebook or Instagram, to tag EF. Sometimes they will give you little things for it, which is kind of cool. We are using Band, by the way. Is that the last slide? Yeah, that's the last slide. So Band, I sent an email out about Band. I touched on it briefly. What's really cool about Band is it's like I said, if you know Facebook, it's kind of like Facebook. It is only open to us. It is not a public thing at all. It is only our trip that will be allowed on it. Everybody has to submit it and it goes through me. I see it, I see your name, and I have to accept these people, everybody who asks to be in our band. It has only been sent to you guys, so nobody else even knows about it. What's neat about it, like I said, I can send all kinds of notifications, or like pictures, so I'll post once or twice a day, hey, this is what we're doing today, parents. You know, check out your students. I try to get everybody's picture and try to get everybody, we'll do some group stuff, and it's amazing. What's also cool about Band, and Mr. Abbas knows a lot more about it, a couple of days ago, I came to him all stressed. I don't think I'm on Band, I'm scared. Ah! I talked to him about it, and it was really cool. I can actually just have the students that are on the tour in a chat, and I'll be sending them in that chat, guys, we're waking up at this time, guys, we're going here tomorrow, be ready, we're walking a lot, be ready, make sure you have, you know, and I'll be doing it in the chat, I'll be doing it in person, I'll be telling your students like multiple times a day, this is what's going on, this is what we're meeting, this is where we're going, and all that sort of stuff. Have better walking shoes or whatever. Questions about any of it? I talked really fast because I didn't want it too long.
It's also web-based too as well, so if you don't want it on your phone, you don't want Band, talking about Band, if you just want to look to see what it's about, and you can sign up and do it all online, or email, it'll send you an email, but you don't have to have it on your phone, you can do it on the web too as well. Does that make sense?
It totally does.
Yeah, so some people don't like it as an app.
To the people in the camera. It can be web banned, the app can be web-based, and you don't have to have it on your phone, you can do it on the internet. Yes?
So they should pack for warm weather, but also rain?
Yes, so it's known to be this time of year a little monsoony, so meaning it'll be warm, but we could definitely have rain. So like I said, I pack like pretty much a really light jacket, but it's a waterproof jacket that I pack. And if it's raining, I just take it out real quick, throw it on. Absolutely, that's the best. Hood. You can pack an umbrella, that's fine too. I said yes.
The outlets there are the same, because it says to pack an adapter, but the outlets are the same, correct?
Correct. I have looked 5 times, really questioning it, because I have like 500 adapters for all over the place, and my understanding, because I've Googled it multiple times, it is the same as our adapters, so you don't need any special adapters. It's a wonderful thing, actually. Other questions? Yes?
Is it like the same watts or voltage or whatever it is? Like
Great question.
power to work?
Google it. I have no idea. I think so. My understanding is all of our stuff will work just fine. Yes.
Is it going to be debit or credit, or does it matter?
I highly recommend having a Visa credit card. The best way, and I had a conversation earlier with another parent, my best suggestion to you, if your student doesn't have it already, is like a separate either bank account that you can just transfer money into it, but it says Visa on there, or MasterCard. If you don't have that or don't want to get a whole different account, I know you can get uploadable credit cards that say Visa on it, and you have access to it. Dom, I believe you used that when we were in London, Paris, Rome, right? Yeah. You did not? Got you. Okay. But you can get like a Visa like check card or a Visa credit card that is uploadable, and you can have access to it. And you give them a $500 limit or a $200 limit, and they call you and go, "Oh, I've spent $200. Can I have another $100?" I like that access. I like that availability, because you have kind of control over what they're spending, A, and B, if they lose this $200 credit card, it's only $200, and people don't have access to your accounts and all that stuff. That's my big suggestion. So it's a separate account than what is linked to your account. Yeah.
So like again with the bags.
Yes.
You're allowed to have one carry-on and then one personal backpack?
Yes. And I'll show the people on the camera. So this is more or less how I'm going to travel, even though I'm going to use that one. Carry-on and personal item. This is what I'll be coming into, traveling everywhere. This is how Mr. Casper will be traveling. If you want, you can do, I love it. You can do the Mrs. Casper. Okay, this is the Mrs. Casper. The Mr. Casper. Okay, so you can travel however you want. We're 9 days. I think you can honestly pack into this. The big question is, how much are you buying to take home? Which is a whole nother thing. Personally, don't buy that much. Let me say it again, don't buy that much, don't buy that much. You don't need to buy a ton of souvenirs. Buy some really cool, find 1 or 2 really cool things for you. You're allowed to do whatever you want as far as I'm concerned. I'm not worried about it. My suggestion is buy a couple of things really cool for you. If like maybe grandma or grandpa gave you $1,000 for this trip, maybe buy something really cool for them. Maybe something for mom and dad if they're saying they really want whatever, cool. But I tend to limit how much souvenirs I buy. I say that, and then I always buy all these Christmas presents for all my family and stuff, because they don't always go to all these places, and I'm like coming home and they're like, "Oh, that's super cool." So that's my suggestion. Don't buy a ton of souvenirs. 2 years ago, I had to buy an extra bag because my carry-on didn't take all my stuff. I found really cool Christmas presents. Calling me out, Stroud. I did. Yes.
Okay, so like the personal bag goes up top, right?
Yes.
And then the carry-on goes.
So your carry-on, if you do the Mr. Casper, your carry-on goes up top, and your personal item goes underneath your seat in front of you.
Yeah, and then if you have like a bigger bag that can't go up.
If you have a big bag, if you're the Mrs. Casper.
Not that big, but like
Well, this is a carry-on. If you have anything bigger than this, it's going to be checked at the airport.
Okay. And we get a free checked-in bag, right?
You have a free checked-in bag. You don't have to pay for that. Good questions. That's what we're here for. Yes.
I wanted to talk about covering up when it's hot.
Yeah.
I recommend that you wear longer clothes instead of wearing like tank tops and shorts.
Okay. I like that. I'll be in like a button-up collared shirt pretty much every day. But is that for the sun?
It's for the sun and it's also
cultural thing. Culturally, they tend to cover it more. I like it. I understand that. Great, thank you. Yeah, okay. I mean, no tattoos. It's culturally they don't do it. Couple more questions. Very modest country. Their culture is very much respect, and they're very much about respect. That's why if we're on a subway, we're not like super loud, obnoxious, but we're gonna have a great time.
Okay, so like in total, how many bags do we have?
Two. Do a Mr. Casberg or a Mrs. Casberg and a personal item. I like that, by the way. I mean, it's just kind of weird.
I thought you could do the backpack. I thought we could do all three.
A carry-on, a check, and a personal. I check with the airlines. Honestly, check with the airlines. I'm not positive on that. Maybe. The big thing is, do you really? This is just me asking honestly. Do you feel you really need this much luggage, and B, you got to get all this stuff on and off the buses up to your hotel, and it just becomes a lot. Does that make sense? So if you feel that this isn't going to work for you, do this and make this happen. That's my personal suggestion. All right, other questions? These are great questions. Yeah.
How much clothes would you say, like, if you were to put it in terms of like shirts and pants?
Yeah, I pack. So we're going on a 9-day trip. I'm going to use the awkward word underwear. I pack about 10, 12 pairs of underwear, 10, 12 pairs of socks. Because, we'll be going all day and we'll get back to a hotel room and we might have an hour to freshen up before we go out to eat. I change everything at that point. I tend to take about maybe 2 pairs of pants, and I take about 5 pairs of shorts. And you can wear that. I have no problem wearing my pants twice if I want to, or my shorts 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times is kind of a max, but I take a ton of underwear and not that much other stuff. Shirts, I will probably take a shirt for every day. So 9-day trip, I'll take 9 shirts, because it just gets stinky up there. Yeah.
Any fancy dinners that they need to pack?
No. When I used to do DC trips, we always had like one really awesome fancy dinner. For the most part, no, we don't. We have a Japanese tea ceremony, which I might dress a little bit nicer for. A lot of people signed up for it. If you did not sign up for the Japanese tea ceremony and now want to, you got to check with the F. I don't know if you're able to sign up for that or not, but I'll probably dress that day. I'll plan to dress a little nicer, and I'll let the students know that are definitely going on the tea ceremony to dress nicer for that day. Yeah, because it's like a ceremony, and it's a whole thing. It should be amazing. Ooh, do they have bidets in the hotel? Do they have bidets in Japan? I think yes. Yes. Usually yes. Yes. They're fun. Refreshing. Yes, Chris. By the way, Krista, you need to meet, this is my wife, Krista. Krista, you need to meet my doppelganger. He's my twin. His name is Chris, and his birthday is the same birthday as mine. So he's my twin. Chris, you have a question for me.
If we didn't pay for the tea ceremony, what do we do?
Call EF.
What are they going to do during that time?
Ooh, what are you going to do? Is that what your question was? What are you going to do? You're going to hang out with Mr. Straub, and I think we're in Tokyo. And you will just be dropped off at some random location, and you got to find your way back. Escape room. So, according to Mr. Straub, toilet paper may not be accessible in certain places. When I book these trips, and I'm kind of bummed about it, but I always book us into American-style rooms. They tend to be bigger. They definitely have toilet paper, all that sort of thing. So I will be very surprised if they don't have toilet paper at our hotels. When we're out and about, you might be surprised. Yes, yeah, probably. Good. These are fabulous questions. Other questions? No, yes? Where were you bullet time? Our train in Europe was great.
No, it was great. I meant the bag, but.
Got it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My understanding is it just shows up the next day. I don't know if they're putting it on a train or if they're putting it on a truck, but to our hotel. Yeah, we will get it the next day.
So she's not gonna be the only one who's gonna lose her bag.
Everybody's losing their bag for a night. Everybody's got to pack. I literally am probably going to pack into something about this size for one day. Whew. But I'm not packing the extra pair of shoes. I'll just have the necessities for one night. Great questions. Any other questions? Phenomenal questions. Who's excited? Oh, come on. I'm super excited. This is going to be my first time to Asia, first time in Japan. I'm super excited to travel. And I am super excited that you guys all chose to come with us. 43 of us. We're going to have a blast. We're going to have a blast. If there are no other questions, feel free to mingle. But I'm going to turn off the video. And feel free, if you have other questions, come ask. Thank you.